already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea.
All right, Scott Squad, we are back in the building. And of course, we got to talk a bit of news, right? So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys go ahead and do so. Hit that notification bell button, and y'all know what to do. Order my book, The Wickedest Wives, A Vicious Reality, on Amazon.com right now. And leave a review. All right, so let's get into the tea. Y'all know we got to do some shameless self-promotion. I mean, come on now. Let's get real. Speaking of real and reality TV, yo, Carlos King has just let us know that the next 15 is now on Peacock. Okay, so this right here, I got to celebrate this. This was my show. The next 15, to be honest with you guys, was ahead of its time. And Carlos, my bad if you posted this somewhere on the tube or wherever else you got it monetized, but I just got to play a little piece of this.
I just got a notification.
I'm gonna give him this notification.
That the next 15, a show I created for TV One back in 2015, is on Peacock. It's on Peacock. Everybody keeps texting me about it. So listen, this holiday break, catch up on it. It was such a good show. It was Claudia Jordan, Karamo, Jennifer Williams, Bazzino, Lord Gavant, and Tiffany New York Pollard. Check this out, y'all. This is today.
All right, so let's get into this real quick because I mean, well, first of all, licensing. And for those of you guys who don't know what I mean by that, usually there's a check associated with that. I mean, not to be putting, the business out there, but that's usually how the business works. Especially if you are a creator or, some type of, you have some level of ownership in the show. And you, depending on your contracts, that could mean a licensing fee was paid for that you could also be receiving a check from. So that's also a big thing. Not to say that the talent will get that check, because it's likely not, but at least the producer would. So, it is what it is. But it's also a good thing because it also reintroduces the world to that show. And I honestly just feel like the show was ahead of its time, specifically in how they filmed it. If you go back and watch that show, this was in 2015. They were breaking the fourth wall within the reality TV space in a way that you're seeing done now on WeTV's The Braxtons. And I think and also I think they do that on the Kardashians show on Hulu as well. So I think you're going to see a lot more of that happening in reality TV because it's also very interesting. So I got to give them a shout out for having that foresight back in 2015 before anybody was doing that. All right. So shout out to them because I am going to be catching up on it. I love that show. All right. So let's get into some Basketball Wives / Love and Hip Hop crossover tea. How this all came about, we're going to dive on in, okay? So something has occurred in the backdrop, okay? In the background, all right? With Royce Reed and her former baby daddy, Dwight Howard. Well, not former baby daddy, her baby daddy, Dwight Howard, right? So she called him out on Instagram. So I saw this. I literally saw it after I did my Bell Collective recap, and I thought, oh, I could add it in there, but I was like, no, I had a lot to talk about with Bell Collective anyway. So I was like, I'll cover it either during the Love and Marriage Huntsville chat, which is going to be happening now as you guys are watching this because I'm pre-recording this. So anyway, all that to say, let's get into it.
To a lot of recent occurrences that include lies, fabrications, false accusations, threats, etc., I realized that it's about that time for me to tell my story from the beginning to now. Unfortunately, someone keeps calling my bluff. And when you're an ant fighting an elephant, the only way to eat an elephant is bite by bite. Therefore, I want to let you know that I am a true Cancer zodiac. I told you to leave me alone. I told you not to fuck with me, yet you still do. So, because of that, I am not Michelle Obama. When they take it low, I do not take it high. I take it to hell. And now, you're going to get what you asked for. I had a baby by Superman, and here's his fucking kryptonite.
So I don't know exactly what the kryptonite is yet because it doesn't seem as if it's been unleashed. But she says he asked for it. Now I'm gonna have to hurt your pockets. Let's read the entire situation. Okay. She says, well, he asked for it. I told him to leave me the F alone. Messing with my career after already being a deadbeat, then saying get a job like I haven't worked nonstop since I was 16 was the last thing you should have said with your dumb ASS. Knowing dang well you caused me to lose several jobs. Now I'm gonna have to hurt your pockets. What? Well, I don't know where that went, but then it says really care about. You should have set this one out. Ain't no post and deletes here. You sue me, you get dust. You tried to drown me in attorney fees to keep quiet. F you. I refuse to go into 2025 carrying this weight. So let's go. I'm gonna post the text and emails too if you keep playing with me and calling my bluff. I know about way more than you think I do, so I'm gonna leave the initials RE to let you know it's on. Parties. Hashtag, I had a baby by Superman. I had a baby by Superman. And there's an ad for that. So let me see if on my, okay. Oh, okay.
I'm Royce. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm going to get this out. Hey y'all, it's Royce. And this is my story about how my life changed beginning July 31st, 2004 to now, all because I had a baby by Superman, part 2. We left off with, I thought you were on birth control. I like for it to be noted that I had not been on birth control our entire relationship. He was very aware, and also as to why he was not against it. Also, I'd like for it to be noted that there was no attempt to pull out that particular day.
Okay. So if you visit I Had a Baby by Superman, you can get the entirety of Royce's story. It is very much, let me hit the follow because I'm gonna have to follow up on that one. But I think we can see where this was going. And we did get a lot of good information when she sat down with Carlos King as well. But let's, I will post that link in the description. What you heard very briefly was a snippet of I Had a Baby by Superman on Instagram. So go follow that link and shout out to Royce Reed. And we do like to say that all commentary is of the alleged sort. So yes, I was not prepared for the insertion commentary. And so I'm thrown. Anyway, how does this relate to Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? Well, let's get into the tea. Okay, let's get into it. So, did you guys know that Amy Luciani was in a relationship, hashtag engaged? Let me see if because when I saw it online, when I go to look up Amy Luciani, okay, on the Googler, and news pops up, and it is a story from People magazine that says, who was Dwight Howard's fiance all about rapper Amy Luciani and their surprise engagement announcement. And this was from 5 days ago, updated on December the 23rd, after publicly announcing his relationship with Amy Luciani. Former All-Star basketball player Dwight Howard can add another title to his resume, Fiance. On the December the 20th, the couple hard launched their relationship by announcing that they were engaged. Prior to sharing the big news on Instagram, Howard and Luciani kept their relationship private. Me and you ain't stopped smiling since Superman. Luciani captioned on an Instagram post of photos and videos with Howard following their engagement announcement. He replied in the comments saying, "Not only is my face smiling, my spirit is too." Now, this may be a reference to Amy's post where it says, "Met you and ain't stopped smiling since Superman." Now, what is this Superman all about? My God, okay, maybe if I listen to the entirety of Royce's I Had a Baby by Superman Instagram page, I'll direct all attention there, and we'll talk later about it. This is a lot. I have questions. Amy, how long have you been engaged to this man? And if this relationship has been kept quiet, because as you guys can see, she posted here, when you all ask me why did I keep my relationship from my lovely followers, this is why: heartbreak. If it weren't for my castmate posting that video of us, I would have tried my hardest to date him in secrecy for life if possible. When our engagement came out, this followed. Bless everybody. So I'm assuming that she is saying that since their announcement, Royce is now doing this post. Is that what she is insinuating? And I have to yet again put alleged. Well, it's still here. So there's that. Okay. So maybe she is saying that this negativity is coming about because they are celebrating their impending nuptials. But it sounds to me like Royce is upset about something very different. Because I would assume, based on the trials and tribulations that Royce has discussed, that she would not want this man ever again. So I can't quite reason why Amy would believe that Royce is doing this for that reason. Or maybe that's what he's telling her. I really have no idea. What I do want to know is, could this create a job opportunity for Royce on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta? I doubt that he would allow that. But also, too, what does this mean for the quasi-relationship that she was trying to establish with Scrappy? Now, because that all seems like a farce, since we know that Scrappy also has a new baby mama. I'm going to have to see this new season of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta starting January the 7th to figure all this out, because this is a puzzle that I have got to solve. And Sherlock Homeboy is definitely on the case. Okay? All right, because this is some interesting crossover. All right, so now since we're on Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop and the VH1 of it all, I wanted to also go over something that I happened to see. Now, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. I told you we got a lot to talk about. I saw this. This is from our boo to the channel. Boo to the channel, yes. Our friend to the show. Reality chat, you know I love you. Anyway, Brittany Renner is set to return to Basketball Wives. Now, I don't know. It says here, this season of Basketball Wives is shaping up to be really interesting, as multiple outlets are reporting Brittany Renner is set to return to the show. Now, this is interesting to me because when I did a little digging, right, of course, Sherlock Homeboy did a little digging. First things first, I think I want to point out, this is how I found out that Brooke and I think Jaceel were also not returning So please keep it locked to reality check. All right, first things first. And I'm thinking, how is the season going to shape out? What's going to happen? Because in my mind, who's left? Malaysia is in Atlanta, and currently doing the Atlanta things. And I'm hoping there's another season of Bold and Bougie. But then who does that leave for the Los Angeles cast? You've got Evelyn, you've got Jackie, you've got Jennifer. Maybe you've got Dr. Cheyenne, which it will be a really big win because Dr. Cheyenne stays going viral right now. So she would make a lot of sense. But now that she's doing her own thing on Fox Soul, would she even still care to be on Basketball Wives? I mean, it does give her 2 chicks. And she's got her program, which is like a $10,000 program. So, I mean, the woman is getting paid. All right. So does she really need the show? I don't know. Would it be interesting to see Britney return? Yes, it would, but I just don't know. Here's the reason why I say that. Because when I did some digging, I ran across an article in Vibe, right? And the article in Vibe says Britney Renner blames loss of income on new wholesome lifestyle. It says Renner opened up about her newfound financial status recently and likened herself to Alice in Wonderland. So for those of you guys who aren't familiar, Britney Renner has opened up about the aftermath of her lifestyle transformation and conversion to Islam. So Vibe is saying that in a recent candid video, she announced that her financial status drastically turned since she stopped posting more salacious content. She says, I've gone through a lot of changes internally, and as a result, my outer world has completely crumbled. She expressed how things have left her feeling incredibly uncertain about every area in her life, and she currently doesn't know where she'll live or how she'll provide for her son. So this article was taken from September 17th of 2024, which was just a few months ago. So then I went to her page because now I got to see it. I got, of course, Sherlock Holmes boy. Listen, when I'm digging for stuff, it's really just reality TV stuff. So none of this is earth-shattering news, right? But it's still fun for us to know, right? So when I went to the bundles of Britney, I did indeed see this post. So let's take a listen to what she had to say.
Allahu Akbar. I've gone through a lot of changes internally, and as a result, my outer world has completely crumbled. Sorry. Woo! Wow. Leaving me incredibly uncertain in just about every area in my life. I have no idea where I'm going to live or how I'm going to provide for my son. But Allah has moved mountains for me, and I trust that this will be no different. I feel like Alice when she ate the cookie and her feet went through the windows and she's crammed in the house like that. I've outgrown where I am. The facade is fading, alhamdulillah. And I'm at a place where I don't want anything that doesn't have my name on it. Take it away. It serves no purpose here. And I don't want a penny more than I'm meant to have because I can do a lot with a little. The facade is fading. And when the facade fades and all the BS is cleared out, it makes room for what has always been for you.
So, I'm just gonna say it like this. I like this for her. I like it for her. I like it. I like when someone gains clarity and vision. And sometimes it requires a complete transformation. And though, I'm going to say this, though, I'm trying not to preach, though there may be the loss of income that is coming with this transformation, there is abundance that is sure to follow. Okay? So, as I listen to her, there are aspects of this that I certainly identify with as you begin to shed the skin of what was old and now what is becoming new. I totally understand it. And then also dealing with my own personal things. So this to me is a very interesting space to see her in. I see Vanessa Ryder has posted here, who's also a fellow Cancer. Hey, there's a cancer party up in here. Okay. Royce is a Cancer and Brittany's a Cancer. Now, Brittany also, if you look on her page, she's still doing, some of the Fashion Nova things and stuff like that. And she's trying to figure out, how to balance, this new lifestyle with, being a lot, just being covered up. You could just watch some of the posts, right? So, listen, we send her blessings. And so I do wonder, would she go back to Basketball Wives in this scenario? And would she fit with that, with what Basketball Wives actually is? I don't know. So, we'll have to kind of, just really wait and see, but I don't know if I would see that for her at this point, but who knows? You know what I'm saying? Who absolutely knows? Because that could be something very interesting, but an interesting story to follow. Well, some advice that I will leave, and I highly doubt that Royce Reed or Brittany Renner are watching my channel. The advice that I would give to both of them is that, especially for Royce, as you're telling your story, I would advise you to take your story to YouTube. Listen, you guys have heard the great Quentin Latham say this a lot. Get paid for your pain, right? So taking their stories to YouTube, I feel like would allow them to monetize their stories and earn income off of what it is that they're doing. This transformation that Brittany is undergoing, I feel like people will be able to identify with it. She's being very transparent on her Instagram page, and maybe it's the blessing could just come from the Instagram. But I do think that taking this to YouTube, I tell everyone that I know have a YouTube channel, because your story, your experiences, there's someone out there who is looking to hear them. So do the doggone thing. And I'm telling you, who's listening to this, you should also have a YouTube channel. While you're enjoying the news and the tea and the gossip, or the sports, the travel videos, the vlogs, or whatever it is that you love, you could also be creating as well, right? So anyway, this was a much longer news session than I actually thought that we would have tonight, but much more interesting to me and very, very valuable, I think, just in terms of just sort of connecting the dots on some of these stories. I'm so interested to follow Brittany's journey to see what exactly is going on with Royce. Will Amy really open up about this, her relationship on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and what happened with the scrappy of it all? And then I also got to make some time to watch the next 15, because that show was good. So anyway, that's the news that we got for you guys for right now. Let us know what you think about these stories and more. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And of course, I will catch you in the next video.
Now that you've watched today's video, let's get into this group trip to Cape Town, South Africa. Yes, y'all, Skye Squad, we are hitting South Africa, and we are hitting it hard. April 10th through the 17th of 2025. You can click the link in the description of this video to get more information and to reserve your spot. Now, we're going to keep this intimate because we have a lot to do. We are going to be looking at real estate. We're going to be learning about retirement and permanent visas, dual citizenship, buying and purchasing land. We are going to be looking at it all because we want options in South Africa, baby. And listen, Cape Town is one of my favorite cities. So of course, we're going to be doing some of my favorite things. We are going to be hitting the wineries. We are going on a safari. We're going to Table Mountain. We're going to some of my favorite restaurants. Let me tell you, one of them is Gold Star, baby. If you know, you know. We're going to be meeting with some expats who have relocated from the United States to Cape Town as well. This is going to be a luxury experience, okay? So we're talking doing the absolute most. So if you've ever wanted to go to Cape Town, South Africa, but maybe you didn't have the group to go with, maybe you just didn't have the right people that wanted to go and experience it with you, this is an opportunity for you to come with us. Now, I only have about 10 to 12 spots available. Yes, because again, I'm trying to keep this thing intimate, and I know that what type of experience I want it to be. So get in while you can, y'all. Trust me, in 2025, we are going to be needing all the options that we can get. And I am going to do my utmost to bring us the most that we can possibly get in and out of the country. So come with me to South Africa. The group trip is going to be lit April 10th through the 17th. Go ahead and click the link in this description of this video so that you can reserve your spot today. Cape Town, South Africa awaits.